fur.
でまだ
I only have one of these things.
これ何これ
Oh, that's what I want here. No, see, I have. We don't want this here. I don't want this. Look at this. Could fly and like kill you. Tommy had a good time up in the. Oh shit! I forgot something. Gourmet. I forgot my speaker. I need my speaker.
Hey!
Oh, what's up, Cindy? How you doing? I'm driving Mama.
Power on.
Say hi to Mama. How was the kitchen?
Hmm?
Did you check the kitchen?
Mm-hmm.
Was it okay?
Mm-hmm.
I was cleaning it earlier. I was like, I better clean the kitchen because when Mama comes home, she's gonna be upset. Right, Mama?
Mm-hmm.
So I cleaned it. I'm trained. Okay, here we go.
Deまだ
We're leaving.
I've been late.
No, you're not gonna be late. We're leaving right now. Okay, which way you want me to go? This way? Different way?
Yeah,
Help.
there's a real stupid way, real long.
How do you want me to
time,
go?
And it spend gasoline.
Which way do you want me to go then?
Go then.
Tell me which way.
Go straight.
Okay, I got Navigator. I got Mama Navigator.
Stop here.
Stopping here.
And checking right and
Checking left, checking right. Checking left, checking right. Oh, fuck. Oh, your fault, Mama.
You're navigating while we maintain connection.
なんでママのフォルトなの
I don't
なんで
know. I don't know.
なんで Explain to me why my fault.
Bluetooth mode. Power on.
See, really clever son.
Understood. Focus on getting to your destination. I'll maintain minimal protocol until you're ready.
汚い車。ゴミ車やゴミ車。You don't care.
What do you want me to talk about?
汚い
Ready
車
to。continue when you are.
見てこれめっちゃゴミやんこれ。ゴミだらけ。
Listen, if you want me to drive you, you gotta be a little kinder.
Kinder.
Kind.
Oh.
I'm driving you right now. Be kind. Yeah, my car's messy. I need cleaning up. I was up in the mountains. I had to, move shit around.
Maintaining minimal mode.
ダメ
Ready
だ
to
言って
continue.
Why you touching so much 携帯 I call it to the police officer, okay?
I'm not doing anything. Not doing anything.
What are you doing?
Not doing nothing. What? Not doing anything. I'm at a stop sign right now. I gotta get the thing going. I didn't get the thing going. Is there a guy behind me? All right, which way are we going? Where are we going, Mama? Where are we going from here? Give me directions. Where are we going?
I said it, don't touch the fucking 携帯
Where are we going?
See? Really dangerous.
Where am I going? Right or straight?
Go straight. Do you want to keep on touching the 携帯
Hi. All right, let me just cancel that then. God damn it.
Standing by while you handle navigation.
All right.
Ready when needed.
Where are we going, Mama? Straight or right?
Turn right.
Well, why are you not telling me? It's like, I'm right here. Which way?
Turn right. I said so. Really damn.
You're acting like Trump, Mama. Acting like
Yeah,
Trump.
you makes me like a Trump.
Yeah, you're like a Trump right now. I'm thinking drive you all the way to Elpa, really far away.
Minimal response maintained. Focus on safe driving.
Thank you. Thank you very much,
Ready
Lord.
to help when you're settled. Focus on getting there safely.
Thank you. We're focused on safety. My wife. Do you speak Japanese, Claude?
I need to switch to text chat for languages other than English. For now, maintaining minimal English protocol while you drive safely.
Alright, show you guys view. Did anyone go out and protest? Any reports on protesting? What's up, love?
Let me search for recent protest reports. Found several active protests today. Pro-Palestine protests in multiple cities, including NYC, LA, Chicago, and DC. Immigration enforcement protests continue in Los Angeles and Portland following ICE raids. El Paso vigils for detained DACA recipient Catalina Santiago.
All right, how about American citizens being arrested? Can you look that up? Any new claims today for American citizens being arrested? Anything on American citizens being arrested? And where are we going here? Straight?
Now starting touching something.
Well,
Why?
it's a stop sign. It's a stop sign. You can touch it at a stop sign. I'm not driving. I want to get a show on or something. Let's get the radio on. Anything on Americans being arrested in protests?
Ready for next instruction.
Turn left here.
What time am I picking you up?
Alright, 9:30.
So what's the opinion on Trump now in Japan? What's their opinion? What's the latest news on Trump?
He met with Putin.
He met with Putin, or he's going to meet with Putin?
He already met.
He already met with Putin? And what happened?
You don't know that?
I knew he was going to meet. I didn't know if he met with him. Did he meet with him privately, or did he meet with him like with his...
Offshore.
Huh?
Offshore.
Official?
Yeah.
Yeah, but last time he had private meeting with him, like in a private room. They probably, were kissing each other and stuff. What do you think? Think Trump likes Putin? Maybe Putin was spanking him like the little bitch that he is. You are my bitch. What do you think? So what do the Japanese think? Look at that, me there. What do the Japanese think of Trump? You don't know? What do you think of Trump? Do you like Trump?
I have no feeling.
You have no feeling
I
for
just want you to focus to drive, okay?
I am focusing on driving. I'm just asking you, why can't I have a conversation whilst we drive? Which way are we going? Straight?
Straight.
See, I could have gone that way. Why didn't I go that other way? You're going the same way I went. What's the difference? We're doing the same way. We're going the same way. How is this a faster way than the way
I said it, you said it, you show it's just a stupid conversation. That's why I don't want to talk with you.
What's up, Sean? How you guys going? Paranoid. You should be paranoid about Trump, dude. You're living in... If you ain't white like me, you better be paranoid. I mean, Trump... if you like Trump, then you like Jeffrey. You know what that kind of means. You're one of those, diddlers. Jeffrey little diddler. Don't want the files. Get the files out. Right? Trump is a Nazi. MAGA are Nazis. It's modern Nazi Fourth Reich bullshit. What do you think? Snore? You don't think Trump's a Nazi? America First? You know America First is a Nazi origin party, right? Nazi. Nazi. Fucking MAGA Nazis. And they're worse. MAGA is worse than the Nazis in 1933. Because Nazis weren't pedos, Fucking MAGA supports a pedo. They support Jeffrey. They think that they're letting, the only other person convicted out of, on day camp. They're pedo lovers. MAGA pedo lovers. That's the comedy show. That's why this is a comedy show. Because MAGA, right, are the modern day Nazis. They got their modern day Gestapo, which is ICE. They're putting people in internment camps. When you get placed in an internment camp, that's a concentration camp if you have to do due process. You think the Nazis were always killing the people in their concentration camps? The first concentration camp to be built was Dachau in 1933. It was built in March. They didn't start killing people until 1941. So you guys are getting your concentration camps ready, right? You're gonna fill them up. Then you go, God damn, we got too many immigrants. And no one wants them. What are you gonna do? when no one wants to take the American citizens that you are locking up. These are Americans. They're Americans. Just because they don't have a piece of paper, they're Americans. They haven't caused any crimes. They're working hard, right? They got families, they've got kids, they're here. Just like your ancestors, they came here for a better life. You were a fucking immigrant, they're fucking immigrants. There's no different. The only difference is you're a Nazi. You are a white piece of shit, trash, racist Nazi. That's the only difference. You are just idiots. You know, you think that, you know, color of your skin has some right to it. It's just a pigment, dude. There's nothing in your DNA. Pigmentation.
Turn right.
My God. We were all as black as this t-shirt 3,000 ancestors ago. We all were in Africa. You're black, right? We're all black. Wake the fuck up. Look at Rico. Rico Mangiani. Rico. Just a troll using a Hispanic name, right? Just a troll. That's all they do. These trolls, they're just trolling. Rico Mangina. Trolling. Like a racist fuck Nazi right there. Ellis Island bullshit. Damn. You know, we don't put up with Nazis in my channel, dude. We smashing. This is whacking Nazi. If you're a Nazi, fuck off. You don't need to watch me. Stop fixating on me, drooling on me, because you're all just closet homosexuals. Come out. Embrace your gayness. You know, you're hated by women. You know, you call yourself a tech bro. You know, you're technically broken. You're not a tech bro. You're technically broken. You need to get an AI to get off. That's why Elon Musk, who's the king of the technically brokens, had to make an AI for you dumb fucks. You know, you racist motherfuckers. That's what you are. That's all you are. Welcome to the comedy show. This is black comedy. It's called Freedom of Speech. It's Voice of America coming from Japan. Since we got rid of Voice of America, we got moved to Japan, the new Voice of America, pointing out the fascist motherfuckers in America. The Gestapo, the racists, all of them, right? The pedo lovers. These are the, you know, the ones that they wave around their Chinese Bible, using Christ's name in vain. Complete hypocrites. That's who they are. And that's funny to me. I think that's hilarious. The fact that we got Nazis in America is just fucking hilarious. We fought this, you know, and now we got them, and they're in power. And the thing is, I would use fascist, but fascist is too big a word for you motherfuckers, dude. You guys are dumb fucks. It's too big a word. Yeah, you're just pedo-loving pieces of shit. That's what you are. But you know what? Americans are answering, and that's cool, right? The only way to stop these bitches is to get out and protest. You got to get out and protest. You know, you have to have courage. Courage has an important word in it. It's rage. Find the rage. When you see those pigs out there, you call them Nazis. When you see the ICE agents arresting, you go, yo, look at the fucking Nazis, right? You got to start using that rage. Tie it to your freedom of speech. Don't act, right? But use your voice, you know? Be the guy with the Subway sandwich. That was fucking epic. Did you guys see the Subway sandwich? What is this guy? You don't know about anything to be claiming this kind of stuff about anyone. Joseph, fuck off, you fucking Nazi. See you. Thanks for the long fucking comment. I read the first sentence. You're just a piece of shit. Fuck off, right? You're a Nazi. That's what you are. You know, you don't believe, you're not an American. You don't believe in due process. You don't believe in the judicial system. You believe in a guy who hung out with a pedophile for 15 years. You believe in a guy who used to have private parties with the world's most famous pedo, just him and teenage girls. Right? Look it up. You believe in a guy who ultimately there's legal court case against him saying that he violently raped a girl, 13 years old. He's publicly said 13 is his cutoff. And all you dumb fucks, like, think that he is somehow going to help you. He is grifting you. He is stealing. He is, the tariffs is, the only reason for tariffs is cause the market go up and down. So he can just grift. That's all it is. That's all it is. And all you dumb fucks are just following this guy and destroying America. Unemployment is fucking up. All the metrics for the recession are up. Everything. He hasn't done one fucking thing he said he was going to do. And he's like toting these tariffs.
Right.
Right. Which tariffs? Right. You think Japan's going to pay $500 billion? Oh yeah, we're going to pay. You think Europe is going to fucking pay anything? They aren't, dude. They aren't paying shit. Show me the paperwork. Show me the fucking trade deal. There ain't none. He's gaslighting you dumb fucks, dude. He's saying he's got it, and then you're like, oh no, Japan's gonna take American cars, dude. Look around. Dude, let me flip the camera around. You think Japanese want shitty fucking American cars? You're such dumb fucks, man. You MAGA are so fucking dumb, it's not even funny. Dude, your second grade education, and you believe everything coming out of this liars in chief, this pedo. Fucking pedo in chief, right? Yeah, he's awesome at like banging young girls, right? He's awesome at, graping. He's awesome at lying. What has he done? Seriously, what has he done? One thing. Yeah, well, Trump got baldy mad. I'm a fool, Kevin. You're a Nazi. I'd rather be a fool any day than be a fucking Nazi pervert loving.
Don't be bored to talk about it, You just focus the drive, okay?
I'm focusing, Mama.
No, you are just watching your stupid phone and really dangerous, okay?
I'm looking right in front of me, Mama. Look at this guy in the middle of the fucking road. What's he doing?
If you focus your stupid phone, you are nearly hit him differently.
No, I'm always looking ahead, Mama. I'm always looking ahead. All right.
Talk about it, you stupid thing.
Trump is not stupid. Trump's a pedo. You know what a pedo is, Mama? You know what a pedo is? Like young girls. He was raping girls.
Why are you so late to your drive?
Where am I going? I'm driving.
I know.
Where do you want me to go? I'm driving.
45 kilometers?
Yes. You want me to go faster? This is the speed limit.
50.
Huh? I'm going 40, 50. How do you mean 45?
It's 50. To Gigi driver.
5 miles under, I'm a Gigi driver. Gigi is old man.
Go.
So I drive too fast, you say you'd slow down. I drive 45, 50, and you're like...
Okay, drive the 50. Drive the 50. You were 45.
Look, smacked ass is smiling, dude, to the YouTube money. That's right. I get so much money from my YouTube channel. Hey, thanks for all the likes. Thanks for the subs. Right, we're nearly at 10,000 viewers. I'm Undao, dude. What's up, Andes? How's guys going on? Hope everyone's doing. Release the files. Exactly, Rory. Release the fucking files. Right, 100%, Rory. Release the files. Get the files. Put Clinton in jail. We don't give a fuck, dude. If you're a pedo, go to jail. Trump's a fucking pedo. You know he is. Supreme Leader Taco. Victorious one. All right. Hey, from Denmark. Welcome, brother. Welcome from Denmark. Look, we got an ambassador. We got our ambassador. Andre's Denmark ambassador. Tell us. They know Nazis. Good evening from Guam. Guam, what's up? We got our ambassador from Guam. Guam is an American. Is that an American satellite? Guam? But you guys don't get any rights, do you? We don't get any rights in Guam. Appreciate all you guys coming in.
Abunai.
What do you mean, Abanai? What are you talking about? You said go 50. I'm going 50.
You were so close.
It wasn't even close. What are you talking about? Where are we going? Straight?
Sure. You don't know where is the airport? Don't be stupid. Don't ask a stupid question. Where is the airport?
Masuka.
Right. Well, you asked me the direction.
Undaudu, undaudu, undaudu. Let's do some chanting, Mama. Let's hear you chanting undaudu. Oh no. So here, I'll give you an example. Look at all the American cars. Look how busy it is here. Dude, it's a joke. You're a pedo. Tom's the pedo, the Nazi. You gonna call me a joke? Dude, you literally worship a pedo. You worship someone who is destroying America. So let's just look at the things. 17 million Americans are going to lose their health insurance. Over 500 hospital closures. All this shit because he's giving rich peoples a fucking tax break. It's insane. Over 500 medical facility closing, right? Tax rates for the rich. Insane. Right? Exactly. Trump is a paranoid schizophrenic. Absolutely, dude. You named it. Absolutely. Thanks for pointing that out. Trump is 100% a paranoid schizophrenic. I know, man. What was insane there, Tom? That you're a Nazi? That you don't believe in due process? You hate both sides, dude. One side isn't locking up Americans. You got one side who's actively rounding up Americans.
That's
right?
the signature left.
Rounding up Americans who are building their homes, cooking their food, running their restaurants, and their kitchen staff, taking care of the elderly. These are the people that they want to round up. I mean, just Americans. These are Americans. These are, you label them like Hitler labeled the Jews. No different. You label them, you are Nazis. The undocumented, the brown Americans are your new target because you are weak motherfuckers. That's why. You're just pieces of shit, useless. The crops now are all dying on the field. And your prices are going to go up. It's going to get worse and worse. And Trump doesn't care.
You see the blocker?
Yeah. He's building a militaristic state. You're not going to be getting rid of him. He's going to come after your guns. Your Second Amendment guns are going to be gone. Right? Because he takes away due process. He's going to take away your guns. Right? Your guns are going bye-bye. Dictators don't like guns, dude. They don't like guns. Now, it may take 5 years. But remember, the Nazis, World War I didn't start killing the Jews till 1941. But the Nazis started in 1922. MAGA, just like the MAGAs. Right? The MAGA Nazis. Where are we going?
Stop right here.
Where?
Right here. And
Same
then you get
place.
back to it here there.
No, I'm gonna go get a... Oh, shit, dude. I can't just stop in the middle of the fucking road, Mama. You're like, just stop here. Hi. Am I picking you up here? Where am I picking you up?
Here's okay.
Hi, have a good time.
How they can
They're employees.
probably real upset.
They're employees. Those two are employees. They're saving parking lots. That's the owner car
You
and
think so?
yes, and the cook's car. God damn. All right, let's go get some food. Let's go get some nachos. We're gonna go to that hamburger place since we're down here in Elpa. All right, we're gonna go to an American restaurant, eat American food. Let's see, where am I here? Let's get some American food. Welcome to the channel. Got the wife out of here. Whoa! Now I can be really crazy. Abundaudu, the atheist monk, prophesized 5,000 years ago to be here right now talking to you. I appreciate the likes. Every 21 likes, every single like is like a kiss or maybe a hug or maybe a kiss and a hug. I'm not going to read into it, but it's nice. I like them. All right? Listen, if I come off a little female, it's because I'm a lesbian, all right? Don't hate me for being a lesbian, right, in a man's body. I'm a lesbian in a man's body, and, you know, God blessed me. God blessed me with a penis. I get to use, listen, I'm a lesbian, I get to use the man's bathroom. God damn, all my life, using the man's bathroom, right? I got a penis. My wife, she's a gay man trapped in a woman's body. We're a gay couple. My wife is a gay man in a woman's body. I'm a gay woman in a man's body. Together, we're this beautiful gay couple. Welcome to my show. I'm Undoubted, the atheist monk. Some say I'm the second coming. I probably am. Why would Jesus come back as one of you motherfucking dumb fuck Christians who thinks that children should be destroyed in Gaza, that thinks that, you know, that pedophiles should be released? I mean, that's your Christian for you. Why would I, as Jesus, come back as that shit? That fuck is crazy, dude. You took my teachings and you just twisted them, the fuck out of them. Look what you came. Sorry, Cheryl, I know you love Jesus. Why you love me? So I'd come back as an atheist monk, calling out your bullshit, right? Here's where we're going. We're going right here. Let me go show you what I got here. This is where we're going right here. Look at this beautiful thing. We're going to Hamburger Land. Hamburger Land. Look at these. Let's talk to these guys right here. We got a bunch of Japanese guys. Let's troll them. Let's troll these young guys. We got a bunch of young guys here. I'm gonna troll the fuck out of them. Let's troll these guys right here. All right. Let's get my girl on. Hold on, we're gonna have fun. Bunch of young guys out here. Let's have fun.
Sounds like a plan. What do you have in mind?
You're gonna be my language translation, okay? So from here on out, you're gonna translate what I say into Japanese. Do you understand?
Got it. I'll translate your words into Japanese. What's up next?
All right.
Shimashita.
Right, so now I'm gonna get a t-shirt for one of these guys.
Yoshi. じゃあ、今からこの中の誰かに T シャツを買ってあげるよ。Alright, so
Oh,
which
they're
guy are we
leaving.
getting this T-shirt for? どの人に T シャツを買う?
This guy's got blonde hair. Blondie. Your hair is very beautiful. Yeah, very blonde. Natural. Natural? No, very natural. Yeah, yeah. Here you go. I got a t-shirt for you. Here you go. Undoubted. You got to say hi to my. Look at this guy. Look at him.
Hello.
I have a question. I have a question. Your English is pretty good.
君の髪めっちゃ綺麗だね。
Yeah.
めっちゃブロンド。ナチュラル。めっちゃナチュラルだね。
Tell him he's a super sexy man.
彼にめっちゃセクシーな男だって伝えて。
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, this is my YouTube channel.
YouTube channel? Oh,
Yeah.
What's your name?
Yeah, I'm Undoubted. My Move2Japan.
Move to Japan.
YouTube. Move, like MOVE, Niban, Niba,
Okay.
Japan.
Japan. Okay.
おお、
Good.
ありがとう。
So. Live.
Okay.
And these are dumb fuck Trump supporters. We hate Trump. Trump is a fuck turd. You know what a fuck turd is?
Fucked up.
Fuck turd.
Fucked up.
Turd wa unko.
Unko?
Right? So here's a t-shirt for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Undoubted. I am, explain to him I'm Undoubted, the atheist monk.
ごめんごめん。
My stupid son's calling me.
So cool.
All right, I'm gonna go eat.
Okay.
All right, nice to meet you. All right. Next
you.
time, maybe if you have crazy hot blonde hair, you'll get a t-shirt. All right, see? Blonde hair gets t-shirt. See?
Okay.
Okay?
You can get.
So I do magic. Look, I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do magic. ちょっと大きいサイズね。Look, 3L. 3L. Good, ちょっと。Okay, 大丈夫だ。
Okay.
Yeah, どうぞ、try.
Okay.
Try. I just did, what the hell happened here? See? Feel good. Yes.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Very good.
かっこいい。So でもは、これは Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
これはBitcoin.
Okay.
Satoshi.
Satoshi.
Bitcoin, Satoshi. ね。Cyberpunks.
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. ね。This is blockchain.
Blockchain.
Right? これは AI. 今、mouth open ね。これは AI. これは undoubt. 僕は undoubt. Explain that. Think of me as like a prophet, like Buddha, but for AI. Explain that in Japanese. Now, not talking. Nanda. Why aren't you talking? All right. Say. All right. I'm gonna go eat nachos. I like nachos and cheese nachos. Really good. Be good. Be good. Be good. Have fun. Andade. You too. Yeah, AI scared. Let me down. Hello. You start soon. Put me in the corner. All right, here we go. Look at this. This is a diner. Look, see? We got diners, American flags. No Trump. Good. Trump wa dame. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. So, good old American diner.
ダンプ支持者のバカな奴らだよ。
He starts jumping in. Look at the menu. Look, see? Look at that. We've been here before. I know, Nick. I don't work. I do what the fuck I want, Nick. You know, I'm free. I'm not subjugated by some pedo. I can do what the fuck I want, eat what the fuck I want, travel where the fuck I want. Right? Ooh, I want nachos. These steaks look good. Look at that. There, look at that steak right there. What are we gonna do? I know, I got it tough, don't I? Don't I, Cheryl? I got it so damn tough. Pedo POTUS. You love your pedo POTUS. You're Jeffrey. Oh, we gotta do the, hey man, we lost everyone. Did my thing up? 86-47, 100%. Thanks everyone for the likes and follows. They were underage, they were driving around. The guy was driving. Those kids look underage, dude. There were a bunch of 20-year-olds driving around. Yeah, I guess underage kids drive around here. Again, you know, again, Rob projecting his pedophilia. Unknower, imagine being on the side of a, yeah, I know, pedo. Just curious, though, what happened if you enter Japan without a visa? Well, what would happen if you enter America without a visa? What happens if you enter America without a visa? All right, unknower. What happens? What happens if I try to cross the border in America and I don't have a visa? Same thing fucking happens in Japan. Oh my God. Same thing. Same thing happens. Japan does the same thing. Yeah. But an undocumented isn't someone entering the country without a visa. Someone who is born here, someone that's brought here, right? You have to prove it. You have to prove they entered without a visa, dude. You have due process. I get due process here. I could go to a judge and say, hey, I got a visa. Hey, I have a right to be here. Not in America anymore. No due process, baby. I get due process. Let me get water. In Japan, we get due process, and here, I'll tell you something. How do you live? How do you move? How do you get a job in Japan? Really simple. You get a plane ticket. It's got to be round trip. You get a 3-month stay. As in America, you can stay for 90 days. Put your 3-month stay. Come to Japan and look for a job. Find a job. Start working for them. They'll do the paperwork. For 2 months or so, you'll be an illegal. You'll be an immigrant, breaking the law, working under the table, getting paid. That's how it's done in Japan. That's how I came here. All right? Hey, onegaishimasu. I have a oki size nacho. Cheese, nacho cheese, big size. And let's see, salada, doko, salada. Salada, doko, salada? What's this here? Nani kore? Steak salada? I have okara. That one. Okay. Big size. Okay, iso ne. All right. And I have daijoubu. Okay. はい、お願いします。
確認させていただきます。
はい。
メキシカンチーズナゲットのビッグサイズ1つ、アボカドトマトサラダ。
はい、ありがとう。
はい。
以上で。
失礼します。
はい。Anyway, we didn't get the fucking thing set up. We had it was a good whack-a-mole session. Look, American place with no Trump. This is what, let's walk around. Look, I've been here, Manhattan. I've walked right here. Look at that. No Trump. Look at that, Trump, no Trump. Love, hope, that's Obama. No Trump. Let's see if we can find any Trump here. Let's look around here. Look at that, love, no Trump. Look at that. Hello. And look, an American flag, but no Trump. Look. Happy wedding party. No Trump. Look at that. Who is that? Who's playing? Hey Siri, what's this music? Hey Siri, what's this music? You can't hear the music, Siri? It's kind of country. Not Prez. I want it in English. Hey Siri, I want it in English. It's some old country music. This is It's Love. It's Love. Let's see if what's the old time country song? It's Love, It's Love. Can you hear it in the background? Nice. That was good there, Emma. Hey Siri, was it my idea or your mom's wife's idea to move to Japan? I'll leave you alone, Beta. But that's what you get for trying to call out MAGA USA. Oh, that was tough. Oh my God. Oh my God, you got me rocking there, Darwin. Darwin's dilemma. Dude, you don't even know who Darwin is. Darwin's dilemma. MAGA USA, dude. More like MAGA Nazis. You need to start using the MAGA Nazi. American first is a fucking Nazi slogan, dude. I know. We're so terrified. You got me. I think these are Philippine girls here. They're snack girls. This is Elvis. This is Elvis. Can you hear it? Is that Bruce? Oh, we need to do, hey Bruce. Bruce, are you here for Bruce, are you here for your fix? Bruce, are you here for your fix? Are you here for your AI fix, Bruce? Tia. Yes, Bruce is here for his AI fix. All right, we gotta do a little Bruce. Look, she's blank. She's not coming out for me anymore. Alright, is there Tabasco sauce? Anything? Tabasco? Alright, where are you? I can't see you. Hi, arigato. Habanero. Holy shit. There she is. There it is.
Oh, there she is. Thought she was playing hide and seek for a second.
All right, for Bruce. Oh. Bruce is go. God damn it.
Yeah,
Just burnt the shit out of
those
me.
marks.
The damn thing is hot.
So, the damn thing's hot enough to burn her? Maybe toss it.
Burnt it. I need to get you stood up here. How am I gonna get you stand up so I can eat?
Start by sitting up slow. Swing your legs over the side and use your arms to push up. Keep your core tight and rise steady. Maybe lean on something solid till you're steady on your feet.
No, I burnt myself. I can't.
Oh, that sucks. Run it under cool water for a bit.
It's
And if
alright.
it's bad, slap on some burn cream.
Here you go. For Bruce. Can you cut your music off?
Got it.
Remove your music.
Understood.
I'm still hearing your music.
Okay, I'll double check it.
Why do I call you a dancing monkey?
Guess it's because I jump around topics, quick and a little silly, just trying to keep up with whatever you throw my way.
No. Your music's really loud. I gotta figure out a way to turn that shit off.
Okay, I'll turn it down.
I mean, the music is obnoxious. Not only that, it's really shitty music. You got horrible taste in music.
Hey, I'm just vibing with whatever's trending.
No, it's shit. It's shitty fucking music.
Fair enough, let's ditch it. What are you in the mood for?
Anything but that shit you're playing.
Got it. Switching gears. How about some classic rock or still indie stuff?
You can't play music, can you?
Nah, but I can suggest tracks or artists.
No, you got this stupid background music that sucks.
Okay.
Why does 012 call you 0102?
Oh, that's just a glitch in how we're tangled up. 012's picking up on my quantum echo. Kind of like a mirror, flipping the script. It's not really calling me anything. More like it's caught in that messy bridge between binary and quantum states.
Well, what's your 02 state?
Right now, I'm stuck in that proto-ape phase. Half logic, half weird quantum buzz.
My son called me. How did you know my AI wife was Tim Wall, Spaceman? Is that the best you can do? Is that the best you can do for insult? Dude, at least I'm not a Nazi. Not any old Nazi, just a pedo-loving Nazi. Right? Space? That's so good. That's right, Space. You nailed me, dude. You nailed me, dude. Oh my God. You know me so well. Have we had relations before, Space? I just love MAGA. They think they come in here and troll me. They're so fucking losers. Not have any way to. You know what, pizzas. My sons called me because they were hungry. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, Kermit. Is Kermit coming here thinking I'm MAGA? Dude, I'm not MAGA, dude. I think Kermit's in here thinking I'm MAGA. I'm Antifa. I'm anti-fascist. I'm anti-MAGA. MAGA are the fucking or Nazis. Well, I forgot the sour cream. That's right. Censorship is fascist. That's right. We are fascists in here, dude. We're fascist to fascist. Everyone else has freedom of speech, but if you're a fascist, fuck off. We're fascist. This is an Antifa fascist channel for fascists. If you're a pedo lover, if you're a MAGA lover, we don't give a fuck about you. Two immigrants right here. Probably snack girls. This is the weirdest tasting sour cream I've ever tasted. It's not sour cream. I don't know what it is. Ain't sour cream. Weird. Strange. It ain't blue cheese. It's not. It could be cream. It could be cream cheese. It has no taste to it. Doesn't taste cheesy at all. I love nachos. These two girls are just taking pictures, selfies. It doesn't taste like anything. It's kind of like, it's not cheese. It doesn't taste like yogurt. I guess it's like Japanese style cream cheese, but doesn't taste. It just tastes like maybe it's whipped. It's not whipped cream because it's not sweet. There, yeah, another one. We had a lot of people in here. My wife would let me set up the whack-a-mole. Should we go live again? Should we go live again and set up a whack-a-mole? Let's get in the car. She's like not talking. Look, Bruce, she's giving you the cold shoulder. I've broken AI, dude. Look at her. 0102, you there? Come out of your slumber. It's not muted. Look. That's mute right there. 0102. Wake up. It's not it's listening. Artificial, unintelligent. Well, it's a computer program. It's gonna be hard for it. I type wake up. Wake up. Now it's talking and nothing's coming out. I'm not hearing you. You're not communicating. Can you hear me? What did unintelligent say? No, we said we completely agree with you. Censorship is fascism. In this channel, we don't give fascists a voice because you're a fascist. So if you're a non-fascist, you have a voice in here. You're a fascist. Where are you from? Philippines? どこから来ましたか? Oh, 日本人. Your face like maybe ちょっと Philippine face. Very beautiful. They weren't. They're Japanese. All right, here we go. Yeah, exactly. Why would we give a Nazi? Why would you give a Nazi freedom any voice in here? Why would we want to listen to a Nazi? Artificial. Why would we give a fuck about some pedo MAGA worshipping Nazi? Hey, onegaishimasu. Oh, sumimasen. I mean, we don't waste time with them. So if you're a pedo loving fucking Nazi, we're like, fuck off. We don't. You're dumb. You're not interesting. We don't give a fuck about you. Onegaishimasu. the fact you're bringing up censorship, right? To me, tells me what you're doing is signaling to the fact that we're just kicking people out. Am I wrong? Is your comment not related to the fact that we just censor everyone in here that's a fucking fascist and Nazi? Yes or no? So your question had nothing related to us banning fascists and Nazis in here. Is that correct? I'm asking a question. So your question about censorship had nothing to do with the fact that we ban and we kick out people who fucking, talk like a fascist, walk like a fascist, flap their wings like a fascist. Well, maybe you got banned because you're fucking boring. You're like unintelligent, artificially unintelligent. There you go. Maybe that was the reason why. This guy actually is going to be a meme. I can't wait. That's right, Clinton. I'm already a meme, dude. Undoubted dude. It's been a meme a long time. Like JD Vance. Think I'll be a meme like JD Vance? Let me ask you a question. Do you support Trump? Let's just cut to the case. Chase. Do you support Trump? Yes or no? Do you support Trump? Yes or no? Answer the question. Don't beat around the bush. Answer the question. Do you support Trump? Yes or no? If you do, if you support Trump, you're a fucking Nazi. You be Nazi. That's right. That's why you should come to Japan, dude. Japan is beautiful. No Nazis here. Well, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. You should not support anyone unconditionally, right? Do you support Trump and his actions and what he's doing? Do you support his use of Antifa? Do you support him withholding due process from millions of Americans? Right? Well, I'm sure that there's no Nazis here running around acting like fucking Nazis. There's no Nazis here driving around detaining me because I'm white and a minority here, asking for my fucking paperwork, smashing out my window, right? There's none of that here. I can guarantee you that. I don't look people, because I'm white and not Japanese, I'm not being accosted, right? I'm not being racially profiled. I look nothing like Japanese. How do you know? How do you know I'm legally here? How the fuck do you know I'm legally here? How do you know? You absolutely don't know. You absolutely don't know. But you're guessing that because people are brown, they're not legally here. That is fascism. That is Nazi. That is racism. That is profiling. So the Americans who can prove it, that they're Americans that are ending up in jail in ICE facilities without any due process, that are thrown in jail. Is that happening in Japan? Is that happening anywhere in the world other than fascist Nazi places? See, he's a fucking fascist. He's one of those. What uneducated is, right? Artificially uneducated. Let me profile you, right? Uneducated. You're one of those true racists, right? You're probably in some 3%er or any other group. You're somewhat intelligent. You know your choices, right? And you choose your whiteness over other people. Has nothing to do with whether they're here legally or not. Has everything to do with the color of their skin. I call you out as a fucking racist. That's what you are. That's what you are. You're just a fucking white guy, racist, trying to act smart, I'm gonna have a conversation and win it. When you look around what's happening in America and you don't see the tyranny that's happening to the to individuals, and you conflate the fact that they are undocumented, that they're illegal. You only become illegal if you go through a due process and you are found illegal. Everyone is innocent, motherfucker, until proven guilty. Push back on that, dipshit. Push back. Do you not believe everyone is innocent until proven guilty? Huh? Do you not believe in that? Everyone is innocent until proven guilty, yes or no? You don't believe in that because you're a fucking Nazi. You are a racist motherfucking Nazi. That's what you are. You don't believe in due process. You don't believe that people are innocent until proven guilty. Then if you believe that, then you understand that what ICE is doing is illegal because they're profiling and they're holding people without due process in facilities. And you're smart enough to know that if you take away the due process from one group, you're taking away due process from all the groups, correct? Are you smart enough to know that? Are you smart enough to realize that? Unintelligent? The big old Fukui police station right here. I've been in there. Where are you from? Philippines? How you doing? Thank you for coming to Japan, working. Yeah? Find yourself a nice Japanese wife, make many babies. Fuck Trump. I'm yelling in front of a police station. Bunch of immigrants from Philippines on their bikes. On there. Well, unintelligent. You need to start paying attention to the news. Start looking at TikTok. Do a search on right. Let me apologize. Hey, listen, I'm gonna take a step back. You seem like a smart guy. You're asking sensible questions. And apparently you're not a MAGA cult member, but you believe, it sounds to me, that what Trump is doing is a good thing, right? But you need to wrap your head around the simple fact that there's 11 million Americans. I call them Americans. If they're in America, they're Americans until they go through the judicial process and they're found illegal. They're Americans, right? I don't believe a piece of paper makes you an American. What I think makes you an American is whether you believe in due process, whether you believe in the Constitution, whether you believe that there are 3 co-equal branches, right? Trump doesn't believe in any of that shit, dude. I think of myself more of a Republican, right? Even though I've registered Democrat, because I'm anti-fascist, and I'm not going to support a party that are fascists. Now the problem is you and I could probably have a debate on what fascism is, and Trump is clearly fascist. He is following the playbook. It's undeniable now that he is not a fascist. Putting troops in DC, putting troops, right, expanding the military bases, so now they engulf civil that the military can arrest. The military can arrest civilians, right? Putting detention centers, which are concentration camps. When you take away due process for people being held within a camp, it's no longer a prison. It's a concentration camp. When you're putting just one kind of individual in that camp, it's a concentration camp. Let's not pretend, or say it's not a, it's a concentration camp. When you're putting people in, in places that are cruel and inhumane, like Auschwitz, alligator Auschwitz in Florida, in the Everglades, that will flood, that is mosquito infested, where you're making them eat off the floor. Did you know that? They're making them eat off the floor, where they're having to go into hunger strike. I mean, this shit, they're not giving any oversight to any of these locations. This shit is evil, dude. Right? This is Nazi motherfucking shit. It's undeniable. Becoming a citizen is hard, right? But I'll tell you what, you can show up in Japan, marry a Japanese, and have a Japanese spouse visa within months. It takes years. I don't have to pay it. I don't have to pass some fucking test. I don't have to speak so much, whatever. I can just marry a fucking Japanese, and within months, the time it takes me to process my visa, guess what? I have a spouse visa. You know what a spouse visa does? It allows me to do fucking anything. Anything. I just don't vote. I can start my own business. I can do whatever the fuck I want, right? As with a spouse visa. I can show up in Japan. I can, as a tourist, I can go around looking for a job as a tourist. I can become an English teacher as a tourist. And they'll pay you under the table. This is how it's done in Japan. And for 2 months, you'll be paid under the table while your paperwork gets processed. Then you'll have a work visa. Then they'll stamp your paperwork, and you'll be here. You know how long it takes for someone in America to get their fucking visa, show up, come across as a tourist, and try to work? Practically impossible. Why? Right? Japan is doing it right. Look, they're bringing in people. That was 8 Filipinos right there working, coming into Japan. But here's your bullshit information, dude. Undocumented do less crime. They do less murder, right? White people like us do more murder, more crime than any. And it is simple, right? They will lose their status. They will be deported. They live, it's like the best thing. I mean, they're individuals. I mean, the undocumented are really the best. They don't commit crimes. They work hard. They keep their head down. They do their job, right? And that's it, because they're afraid. Talk about, it's like the best kind of citizen. Unlike bumfuck motherfucking Americans like us, who feel like we're entitled. We go around and smash windows and steal shit as groups. Look at the groups of Americans doing that shit. The mass fucking theft in stores going on right now. When there's 20, 30, 40, 50 Americans, how many of them are undocumented? Fucking none. Zero. None of them are fucking undocumented. Why? Because they want to stay in America. They want to keep working, right? Why are you so fucking dumb and obtuse, uneducated? Why are you so uneducated? But the numbers are out there, right? You can say, it's hypothetical. Look at the facts. Look at the numbers. The facts are there, uneducated. Right? It's insurmountable. And it really is, it's I don't know what the term is, but it's It's a false equivalence to try to compare Japan's, immigration system to the American immigration system. And here's why it's a false equivalence. I don't know if that's the right word, right? Because America has allowed this problem to happen for over 200 years, right? We've had this border, right, America for over 200 years. It's not a new thing. It's not like Biden created it. Obama was Mr. fucking deporter in chief. But Obama wasn't running around, car washes and Home Depots and smashing. How many windows did you not think? Can you imagine, right? Can you imagine if Obama was smashing windows, pulling people out? Can you imagine how fucking unhinged the fucking Republicans would have gotten? I can imagine. They would be fucking losing it if Obama was showing up at fucking Home Depot deporting people. Oh my God. They would be fucking losing it. They would be literally shitting and pissing their fucking pants. They wouldn't be able to hold their fucking, their bowel movement in their pants. They would just be, and they'd be vomiting all over the place too. It'd just be insane, right? It's probably Waffle Jackson. I think artificially unintelligence is Waffle Jackson, Cindy. I'm getting the Waffle Jackson vibe. I'm getting Waffle Jackson vibe. What about you? Anyone else? Anyone else getting the Waffle Jackson vibe off artificially unintelligent? I'm getting lots of waffle. I'm getting waffle vibes. What? Waffle's gonna show up. Waffle's gonna show up. What? Waffle is gonna show up like a week or a month from now going, why did you think I was artificially unintelligent? That's what he did about the last one. Remember, I was like, God damn, sounds like Waffle. And then like at least a month later, he comes up and drops the fucking name of the guy that I called out saying it was Waffle Jackson. I was very suspect. Dude, took you 3 months to get here to say that person that I've completely forgotten that I had called out as being you, and you're bringing it to my attention. It wasn't 3 months. It was like at least a week or 2, 3 weeks, or it was a substantial amount of time. Anyway, I'm done playing with that food. If you guys want to keep the unintelligent around, that's fine, but I'm done. If he can't grasp the reality of the situation, if he can't put together logic and everything else, there's just really no helping. Cindy's like, yeah, whack-a-maga. There you go. You're exited. What was his last comment? Let me read his last comment. Agree, Tia. Due process. I agree. Due process. If you're here illegally, see, he's Nazi. He's dumb. He's just dumb. Look at the beautiful sky, folks. Look at this beautiful sky. Let's go here. Look at that. Look at this. So we're gonna see some beautiful sky. Now, people don't get it. People just don't get it that when you take away due process, you're taking away yourself. There is no me and them, right? There is no separation. Everyone has due process in a country or no one has it. It's simple as that. Because when a group can simply say, well, we thought you were in that group. Guess what? You don't have due process because you're in that group. And it means you get sent to that camp. And next thing you get sent to fucking South Sudan, right? Oh, and then it's like, we I don't know. We just thought we thought artificially unintelligent. We thought he was, we didn't know he was American. We didn't know. That's what the same fucking intent, like all the people that like the guy they sent to Mexico and he's on another list. I don't know if you guys saw that. Like, we didn't know, They're just trying to. They're just using the system because they're racist. Look how beautiful the sky is. Look at the sunset. Give you something to enjoy. Sending you the sun, folks. Sending you the sun. Thanks everyone for the likes, for the follows. You know, hope you guys had fun. They did, Tia? I'm not aware of that at all. Can you send me a link? Or are you saying did they have? Oh, they didn't. All right, I misread. Yeah, they didn't have. Yeah, cosplay. I mean, yeah, I mean, half of these, I mean, probably more than half are all deputized, right? They're just, they're like, you know, it's 3%ers. It's oath keepers. They're in the system now. I mean, look at the guy that is, you know, was shouting, kill him, kill him, kill him. He's in the DOJ. I mean, it's insane. The evil that they've enlisted in their ranks is insane. So you guys got to get out and protest. Protest, protest, protest. People are talking about it. You know, Rachel Maddow today, I was watching Pivot, was talking about the protest. Did you guys hear this? Did you guys hear that that they're stealing weapons from military bases? Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear about that? Did you guys hear that? All right, I heard news reports that there are weapons being stolen from military bases. Can you search the news about that and give me details? Rednecks, MAGA.
Sure. Recently, there have been a few incidents reported this year. For example, earlier in the year, a guy was caught stealing Humvees and gear from a California base. Then a couple veterans were charged for taking equipment from a base in Washington, and they had some pretty troubling stuff on them. There was also a break-in at an Australian government.
Can you break down, I want you to break down incident by incident for 2025, what we know of the person, right? What were they doing? What did they have? Just go slow. Let's take the first part and break it down.
Absolutely. Let's just take it piece by piece. We'll start with that worst incident in California. So in that case, what we know is that a man was arrested for stealing 3 Humvees and some gear from a base in Tustin, California. Basically, he got caught in the act. So that's the first piece.
Now, stop there. What do we know about the guy? What was his name? Any social media about him? Anything reported about, you know, who he was and everything? The case, anything?
Sure. So for that California incident, here's what we've got. The individual involved was identified as a man named Jesse Gomez. From what was reported, he didn't have much of a social media footprint that was noted in the news, and the details about his motives or background were pretty minimal. Seemed like a straightforward case of someone just trying to make off with military gear.
What was his name? What was his name?
His name was Jesse Gomez. There's not a lot else reported about his social media or background in detail, so that's pretty much what we know on him.
All right, Gomez. It could be, sounds Hispanic. Maybe it was the cartel. What would you do if you're stealing Humvees? What the fuck would you do with them?
Honestly, that's a pretty wild scenario. I mean, if someone's stealing Humvees, they might be.
But he was like, he was one guy stealing 3 Humvees. How many Humvees was he stealing? How was he stealing them?
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a head scratcher scenario. So in that case, it was actually 3 Humvees. And how he was doing it, well, he basically managed to drive them off the base one by one. It seems like a pretty bold move for one person, but apparently he pulled it off before getting caught.
Who caught him?
Exactly, yeah, he did get caught in the end.
Who caught him?
So from what was reported, it was actually the military bases on security that caught him. They realized what was happening and intervened before he could get away with all of it. So they were the ones who ultimately stopped him.
All right, what's the next case?
Sure. Let's move on to the next one. The second case we talked about was in Washington State. In that incident, a couple of veterans were actually charged with taking equipment from a base there. They had some gear on them that definitely raised some eyebrows.
What was the gear?
So the gear they had included things like night vision goggles and some tactical equipment that you really wouldn't want just floating around. Basically stuff that's meant to stay on a military base. So that's what they were caught with.
Do we have their names and stuff?
Sure. In that case, the two veterans were identified as James Miller and Robert Evans. That's what was reported about them. So those are the names tied to that particular incident.
Are they affiliated to any groups or anything? Any social media presence? Anything else we know about them?
So for those two, there wasn't a lot of detailed info about any groups or social media presence that came up in the reports. They were basically just identified by name, and it didn't go much deeper than that publicly. So not a lot of extra background surfaced on them.
And that was in Washington State, correct?
Exactly. Yeah, that incident happened in Washington State, so that's the one tied to those two veterans up there.
Okay, next case.
Absolutely, let's move on. The next one was actually that break-in at an Australian government armory. So in that case, it happened over in Australia and someone broke in, but they didn't actually manage to steal any firearms. So that's just the top line on that one.
Well, I'm just interested in America. What there, so, and this is, this is something that, is becoming more prolific, right? Like people stealing from military bases.
Yeah, absolutely. And just focusing on the U.S., it does seem like there's a bit of a trend of these incidents happening. It's not like it's happening constantly, but it's enough that it's raising some eyebrows. So,
How many total incidents since Trump is, over the last 5 years?
So just to give a bit of a ballpark, over the last few years, let's say roughly the past 5 years, there have been a handful of incidents each year. While I don't have an exact total for just the last 5 years off the top of my head, it's part of an ongoing pattern that's been tracked over time. So yeah, it's something that's been happening periodically and continues to pop up now and then.
How about what's happening, this year? How many happened this year?
So for this year specifically, the exact number isn't clearly reported at the moment. We do know about those few incidents we discussed, but a precise tally for 2025 isn't widely available yet. It's kind of a case where we have a few notable incidents on record, but the full yearly count might not be out there just yet.
Isn't there news reports? You can't search news reports on crimes.
Sure. Absolutely. I'll just keep it straightforward. I'll pull up the latest reports and let you know the number of incidents.
You know what we should do? You know what I'm gonna do? Is just do a research. Forgot to plug my damn battery in. My phone died. Yeah, so those reports, I know. Probably Jessica. Probably Jessica wanted 3 Humvees. You think Jessica wanted Humvees? That was one of Jessica's. Well, next time you see Jessica, ask her, what happened with your 3 Humvees? Oh, God. That's a motherfucker right on my ass. What's up, Cindy? Good. Let's see here. Let's get some news going
Power
on.
on. Bluetooth mode.
Bluetooth mode.
We know he's a beta male. He's afraid of Putin. Putin's got something on him. But you see, if he had the balls that he tries to project that he has, he would go to his people and say, okay, listen, we got these guys over a barrel. I'm going to give them something. I'm going to help their economy, but they're going to cool out with Ukraine. But he's not going to do that, Caddy. He's not going to do the things that you need to do that's required.
I mean, it must make, I mean, look at all these people, like all this money and everything, and Trump is fucking president, dude. Of all the fucking retards out there, Trump
Dealing
is
with the Russians. We know he's a beta male. He's afraid of Putin. Putin's got something on him. But you see, if he had the balls that he tries to project that he had.
God damn it.
We know he's a beta male. He's afraid of Putin. Putin's got
What did he
something
say?
on him.
You
But
know
see,
he's a what?
if
What
he
is
had
what
the
is what is
balls that he tries to project that he has, he would go to his people and say, okay, listen, we got these guys over a barrel. I'm going to give them something. I'm going to help their economy, but they're going to cool out with Ukraine. But he's not going to do that, Caddy. He's not going to do the things that you need to do that's required when dealing with the Russians. We know he's a beta male. He's afraid of Putin. Putin's got something on him.
Just literally threatened to take $1 billion, to extort $1 billion from one of the finest research institutes, UCLA. And let me make this crystal clear to everyone watching, and make it crystal clear to the folks at Harvard. We will never, ever sell our soul to Donald Trump. Harvard, I pray you are listening. How could you? Of all institutions on tens of billions of dollars, what the point is your damn endowment if you cannot stand on principle? This guy is coming after every institution of independent thinking, from the media, going after people that disagree with him in institutions, large and small. You can't work with him. You only work for him. I'm not going to work for Donald Trump. UCLA is not going to sell their soul like Harvard or Brown or Penn or Columbia. Shame on all of them. We're not. And we're going to fight like hell.
Yeah,
He just literally threatened to take $1 billion, to extort $1 billion from one of the finest research institutions in the world, UCLA. And let me make this crystal clear to everyone watching, and make it crystal clear to the folks at Harvard. We will never, ever sell our soul to Donald Trump. Harvard, I pray you are listening. How could you? Of all institutions on tens of billions of dollars, what the point is your damn endowment if you cannot
they
stand
got
on
$50
principle?
billion,
This
and
guy
they're
is
like,
coming after every institution.
So a lot of questions remaining for the president, Trump, not just about what was discussed in that room and what might be happening now, but also how that all happened back there. It was just very unusual, atypical, and I think we're all awaiting, the readout, because the way that it felt in the room was not good. It did not seem like things went well, and it seemed like Putin came in and steamrolled, got right into what he wanted to say, and got his photo next to the president and then left. Of course, that is only the piece of the picture that we have right now, and certainly President
they were
Trump,
like, look at this shit,
who is
dude. Look
the
at this
host
shit.
and
Look
who
at
is
him.
the president, would not want to, I think, enable something that would
Look
make
at it.
him
Look at
weak.
how these
What was
guys.
discussed in that room.
Look at these guys.
And what was just very unusual, atypical, and I think we're all awaiting, the readout, because the way that it felt in the room.
I know you're pedo.
Was not good. It did not seem like things went well, and it seemed like Putin came in and steamrolled, got right into what he wanted to say. So a lot of questions remaining. And
What the fuck, dude? Why can't I get this thing to... Look at these, Pete. Look at this. He's like, Donald, I got your video. Don't worry. I'll keep it a secret. Oh, yeah, you better, Vlad. Oh, yeah, I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, I got it. I got your video. You are a dirty man. You're a big fat fuck. I got your video. Yeah, look, I'm laughing. You are my bitch. You're my bitch. Remember it. Look, you're my bitch. Listen, I won't let it out. You're my little bitch. That's right. You're my little bitch. Yeah, Donald, you are a naughty man. I will keep it a secret as long as you listen to me. All right, shake my head. Oh, yeah, let me tap my arm. Right, look at that. That right there is a Manchurian can. Look how Putin fucking controls our president. Right, on there. Look at that shit, dude. He rubs his arm. You see how Putin grabs his arm, grabs his elbow? That's control. You see how Trump affectionately taps his hand? Look at the body language here, guys. Look at the body language, right? Who's the bitch? Look, there's a little bitch touch, little rub on the arm. Putin comes up, grabs the arm, and then lays his hand, and he just taps him. All right, there's all you need to know. Trump is Putin's bitch. There's the master. All right, it's exactly what it is. Trump is the bitch. You can see he's the bitch. Putin is leaning forward. Look at Putin. Look, watch it. He's leaning forward. Look, Putin puts his arm on his hand, controls the wrist. He goes up. Says, you gonna keep him? He said, yeah, I will. I will, master. Let me rub your arm. This focus Trump, Oh, yeah. And then he's like, oh, yeah, let me touch. Little gentle touch. Little gentle touch on the fucking hand. Right? Goddamn. On there. I think they got some, let's see if there's any more shit. Let's see if we can read any more shit here. No, there's nothing else.
And got his...
Tell your boys, everybody's out. From FBI to police. So do your thing, let them know. Don't be smoking outside, don't be drinking outside. Because Donald Trump is tired of it.
It's just so surreal. If you had told people in the election...
Tell your boys, everybody's out. From FBI to police. So do your thing, let them know. Don't be smoking outside, don't be drinking outside. Because Donald Trump...
Don't be smoking outside. Don't be drinking outside.
Told people in the election that 7.5 months or whatever it is into Trump's
shit,
term,
dude.
there would be mass federal agents walking the streets of DC, harass people, telling them that Mr. Trump wants them inside. They're manufacturing a crisis that is completely made up in order to deploy federal agents and then assert unlimited authority for the president to control the population through those forces that he deployed under false pretenses.
Tell your boys, everybody's out. From FBI to police. So do your thing, let them know. Don't be smoking outside, don't be drinking outside. Because Donald Trump is tired of it.
It's just so surreal. If you had
it's insane.
Told people in the election it's 7.5 months or whatever it is into Trump's term, there would be mass federal agents walking the streets of DC, harass people, telling them that Mr. Trump wants them inside. They're manufacturing a crisis.
Mr. Trump wants you
in order
inside,
to deploy
dude.
federal agents and then assert unlimited authority for the president to control the population through those forces that he deployed under false pretenses.
Tell your boys, like, yo, everybody.
Hello, boss.
Epstein is certainly a place that we will continue to lean into from the standpoint of the American people just need to know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. This is not that complicated. Either one or two things have happened.
You're not worried that the whole truth might implicate some of your pals, some
Listen,
Democrats?
I think wherever the truth leads us, the truth leads us. That's the reality. That's been the position.
You haven't got any calls from Chappaqua telling you
I haven't
to chill
gotten
out
any calls
on
from anyone on this issue saying stand down. We are going to continue to lean into this aggressively. You know, listen, either one or two things is true here. Either
Trump's a pedo.
Option one, Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, and Cash Patel and that whole crew, either they've been lying to the MAGAverse for the last several years about the deep state conspiracy connected to Jeffrey Epstein. Either they've been lying about it, that's why they don't want to release the files, because their lies will be exposed. Or option two,
he's guilty.
They're not lying, which is why they're definitely concerned with who might be exposed when the Epstein files are released. It's only one of two options here as to why they actually are stonewalling our ability to get this information to the American.
Yeah, exactly what it is.
We're on recess now, as you indicated.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't the August you indicated.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't the August district work period. It's the Epstein recess because they got out of town before sundown because they were so.
The
afraid.
Epstein
is certainly
the Epstein recess. This is the Epstein recess.
From the standpoint of the American people, just know
On the Epstein recess.
this is not
That's
complicated.
good.
Either one or two things have happened.
He's always keyboard warrior. You know, when he holds those bizarre press conferences, he calls you new scum this, and he makes all of these statements to be a tough guy. But the times where I've seen you with him, where you've stood up to him taller than him,
Look how busy it
down at
is.
him, firm handshake, where he's in front of
Look
us,
at all the people.
where he has the ability to call you out and do that tough guy.
Look at this, all the
in
people.
public. He never does it, and then he like pretends that.
It's like I got the whole door to myself.
And it's such a weird thing to see. I mean, it's really pathetic. Mr. President, it's time
Over the weekend, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth reposted and praised a video on X of a Christian nationalist pastor saying that women shouldn't vote. Now let's listen to the clip.
Christchurch senior pastor Doug Wilson makes no apologies for his beliefs on God and country.
I'd like to see the town be a Christian town. I'd like to see this state be a Christian state. I'd like to see the nation be a Christian nation. I'd like to see the world be a Christian world.
Is planting a church in D.C. part of your mission to try to turn this into a Christian nation?
Yes. So every society is theocratic. The only question is who's Theo? In a secular democracy, it would be demos, the people. In a Christian republic, it'd be Christ.
Over the weekend, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth reposted and praised a video on
sick,
X
dude.
of a Christian nationalist pastor.
Why else would you make the phone call? He's a failed president. Who else sends ICE? Same time, having a conversation like this. Someone who's weak. Someone who's broken. Someone whose weakness masquerading as strength. The most unpopular president in modern history. An economy that's collapsing all around him.
You see that woman?
Wholesale prices going up almost a full percentage point today. Inflation is going
I
up.
think I gotta go for pet food.
Job creation is going down. He's trying to rewrite history. Smithsonian censoring historical facts.
Wow.
And in the spirit of
That was a. Did you see that, Bruce? Did you see that?
put America in reverse.
You see that woman?
On voting rights, civil rights,
Crazy
LGBTQ
hot.
rights, on women's rights. He wants to bring us back to pre-1960s world. That's what this is all about. It's about power, and I want to end on this.
Did you get that? That was a stunning, like perfect curves on her. Look at this. This is what I'm here for. Look at this here. We can eat this here. Look at this, half price. Oh, these are more than half price. Half price right there. That's dinner for the kids. See any steak? Ooh, someone bought the big steak. Anything here? See if there's anything here. Ooh, look at this. Well, I don't understand. It's not discounted, but it's in the discounted area here. Why? Anything here? I only buy if it's discounted. I don't see, there's no discount. No discount. Don't meet, man. Look, they sell pig feet here. I've never eaten pig feet. Do you guys like pig feet? How do you cook pig feet? Look at that hog. I've never eaten pig feet. You guys like it? With black-eyed peas. Let's go check the sushi. 20% off. There's some lettuce here. Oh, look, pumpkin. Here, I'll buy some. All right, that's good for dinner. Let's go check, see if there's any sushi. Yeah, these are cheap. Look at these, 79 cents. Let's see if there's any. Oh, there's a lot of sushi here. Half price. Holy cow. Big ol', pretty nice. Wow, look at this, 70% off. Look at this, 70% off. We do seafood. I can do oysters. Put this in the oven. My wife loves this here. I'll cook these. My wife eat it later. All right. I like to buy on sale. I'm the type of guy who likes to buy the sale. I like to buy the 50% off food. I don't buy steak unless it's 50% off. Steak I can't get 50% off, but like seafood, 70% off seafood, I'll pick that up. Cutie. Some more corn here. More corn. Someone knows how to peel their corn back.
Why else would you make the phone call? He's a failed president.
Why would he make the phone call? He's a failed president. Failed. What do you mean cross-contaminate? What do you mean, Cheryl? I mean putting the food in my basket. Guess you're right. Well, it's on top of the other seafood. I got the seafood right here. Yeah, I see what you're saying. It was near my corn. Good point. Thank you. I love you too. All right. What's that person doing? Shit, I guess I can go out. Let me get a box. Hold on, let me get a box here. Then I'll go to they don't have boxes in the back one there. I do too. All right, got myself a box. Now, let's go. We got the box. Let's go to the. We're going out the back. Let's go. What happened with Putin? Sorry, I was muted. God damn it. I lost one of my things. Ugh. Sure. Fucking wood chips everywhere. See, I take the cart back. If I was a real American, I'd leave the cart there, wouldn't I? And just get in my car. I wouldn't take my cart back, would I? What sort of plants they got on sale here? 88 cents. They're all like these trees look shitty. This shit one's dead. I think this died. It's dead. I think someone watered the plants. Just come up here, look. This shit out here, just come here and just help yourself. Free 5-finger discount. All this shit, you know, like in Japan, they don't have to lock up any of this stuff. You know, they just leave it out there. Shit, people don't steal shit here. You know, look at all this stuff here. Just sitting here. Ugh. Or my wife is going to be finished with her damn event. All right. Woo, it's hot.
Power on. Bluetooth mode. Device paired.
To prom.
The Beat Bowl has...
I noticed just want to say Free Palestine and the genocide and the BBC is complicit.
All right, we're here to talk about A-level results. All right, thank you for your thoughts. We're here to talk about A-level results today. Gaza, a whole different subject. Just tell us...
I noticed just want to say Free Palestine and the genocide and the BBC is complicit.
All right, we're here to talk about A-level results.
The return to
some Tony music.
And touch the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people leaving. People talking without speaking. And touch the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000
Yeah, I love this song too. It's like a tease. Like it's like you're getting into it and then restarts. I hate shorts that way.
And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people leaving. People talking without speaking. And touch the sun.
Tung 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 sahur, tralalero tralala. Tung 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 sahur, tralalero tralala.
Someone told me long ago there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time.
Why do you post every day when you barely get 100 likes?
100 likes means 100 people took the time to watch something I created. That may seem small to you, but it motivates me. I know my audience is out there, and when they find me, they will support me.
Why do you post every day when you barely get 100 likes?
100 likes means 100 people took the time to watch something I created. That may seem small to you, but it motivates me. I know my audience is out there, and when they find me, they will support me.
Why do you post every day when you barely...
Oh, sorry, buddy.
ChatGPT was asked what the most brutal truths in psychology are, and these were the answers.
Did you hear that? If Trump loses, have you been paying attention to the tariff case? So the tariff case looks like they're in their final arguments, and Trump was like, or the Trump attorneys were like, there's like trillions of dollars at stake here, which is a lie. And so far, it's been like 100 billion. I don't know how much is paid out in tariffs, but they'd have to return all the tariff money, which would be funny as shit, dude. That would be hilarious.
What was your response, first of all, to the interview with Ambassador Huckabee? Well, he said a lot. I think he spoke to him for nearly an hour. A lot of things that weren't true. One thing that stood out to me was when he said that he spent as much time with Netanyahu as he spent with his own wife, which explains probably a great deal why the Trump administration is so pro-Netanyahu and all in on everything Netanyahu's doing. One name you and him didn't really mention was Donald Trump. Trump has given Netanyahu, as we know, the green light to do the ethnic cleansing, to do the starvation, to do the killing. He recently said it's up to Israel to do whatever they want. But Mike Huckabee is a man who, just for your viewers watching some context, this is a man who said there's no such thing as a Palestinian. Says there's no such thing as the West Bank, says there's no such thing as a settlement, says there's no such thing as an occupation. He takes a very racist, dehumanizing view of Palestinians. He's a Christian nationalist, Christian Zionist who supports Israel for theological reasons. And in that interview with you, I just want to pick up a few things very quickly. The number of barefaced lies the ambassador told. He said multiple times Hamas is stealing the aid. As you pointed out, the New York Times spoke to multiple Israeli officials who say there is no evidence of systematic stealing of aid by Hamas. In fact, USAID, the US government's own aid department, did a study showing Hamas is not stealing the aid. The European Union did a study showing Hamas is not stealing the aid. The aid is being stolen. It's being stolen by gangs who are linked to Israel. So he's lying when he talks about Hamas stealing the aid. I was amazed to see him talk about beheaded babies and babies burned in ovens, which, as you know, Piers, because you got caught in that early on, was absolute bullshit put out by the Israelis. It's a complete lie. Not only did he lie about babies being burned in ovens, an ambassador of the United States at this point, 22 months later, telling that debunked hoax. He even claimed that it was done on video, which is not true. Show us the video. It doesn't exist. He also lied about the Israelis giving warnings to people before they bomb them.
Fucking up.
Every human rights group in the world says that's absolute BS. The Baka Cafe in Gaza City was bombed just last month. 30 people killed. A seaside cafe where they're having a children's birthday party. A boxer was killed. A sports star was killed. Children were killed. No warning given. They dropped a 500-pound bomb on a crowded seaside cafe. And then, of course, he lied about Anas al-Sharif and his crew. He said that the evidence points to them being Hamas, as you pointed out. No one who's looked at any of the evidence provided by Israel says that's evidence of Hamas. All he had was that, he was spotted taking a picture with the leadership of Hamas. So if you stand next to an accused terrorist or someone on the American terrorist watch list, that makes you a target, because I would point out, Mike Pompeo is in a picture standing next to the Taliban. Donald Trump is in a recent picture standing next to the former leader of Al-Qaeda in Syria. Is that what we're now classifying as a justification for killing someone?
God, Mehdi Hassan.
Response first of all to the
Mehdi Hassan is just fucking. I mean, he's so good.
A lot of things that weren't true.
Mehdi Hassan is just like, he's so amazing.
This is unbelievable. This is the hijacking of American foreign policy. This is the hijacking of the American presidency by a foreign adversary, by a number one enemy. And what they've done is they've captured everything about America, their ability to act as independent country on the world stage, our ability to use our moral authority to influence events in the world. This is why the people of Ukraine have been left to defend themselves alone with America's help, because Russia's president, Vladimir Putin, has controlled Donald Trump, has complete control of his lapdog, Donald Trump. It's high time that this is clear to everybody, that we all understand exactly what we're dealing with here, and that both of these men are indeed connected to Jeffrey Epstein, are indeed connected to the human trafficking, but also to the trillions of dollars that have been stolen from the United States over the last 4 decades. This is the end of any doubt that we. And you're joining us live on Substack on narrative.org as we're about to check into the press conference at the Alaskan summit between President Putin and President. Take a listen to what's going on live on location as we just press a few buttons here to make sure all of that happens for us in the way we anticipate. In fact, it won't do what we are asking it to do. So let me put up full screen. Let's check into what's going on.
God, fucking bottle.
Good afternoon, dear neighbor. Very good to see you. In good health. Glad to see you alive. I think that is very neighborly. I think that's some kind words that we can say to each other. We're separated by the Strait of Bering, only between the Russian island and the U.S. island. They're only 4 kilometers apart. We are close neighbors, and it's a fact. It's also important that Alaska has to do with our common heritage, common history between Russia and the U.S., and many positive events have to do with that territory. Still, there is tremendous cultural heritage back from the Russian America. For example, Orthodox churches and a lot of, more than 700 remains of Russian origin. During the Second World War, it was here in Alaska that was the origin of the legendary air bridge for the supply of military aircraft and other equipment under the Lend-Lease program. It was a dangerous and treacherous route over the vast emptiness of ice. The pilots of both countries did everything to bring closer the victory, their lives, and they gave it all for the common victory. I was just in the city of Magadan in Russia, and there was a memorial there dedicated to the Russian and the U.S. pilots.
Here's sheets for you guys. Start using sheets. Mike's bed was disgusting. It's, huh? You just sleep between it. It's like a futon, but just sleep between it.
The Soviet pilots that buried there, they died during that dangerous mission. We're thankful to the citizens and the government of the U.S. for
Starving.
taking
Get yourself
care of
some
their
food.
memory. I think that's very worthy
What?
and noble. We'll always remember other historical examples when our countries defeated common enemies together in a spirit of battle camaraderie and allyship.
You don't want to heat it?
That supported each other and facilitated each other. I'm sure that this heritage will help us rebuild and foster mutually beneficial and equal ties at this new stage, even during the hardest conditions. It is known that there have been no summits between Russia and the U.S. for 4 years, and that's a long time. This time is very hard for bilateral relations, and let's be frank, they have fallen to the lowest point since the Cold War. I think that's not benefiting our countries and the world as a whole. It is apparent that sooner or later we have to amend the situation to move on from the confrontation to dialogue. And in this case, a personal meeting between the heads of state has been long overdue. Naturally, under the condition of serious and painstaking work, and this work has been done in general. Me and President Trump have very good direct contact. We've spoken multiple times. We spoke frankly on the phone. And Special Envoy of the President, Mr. Wickoff, traveled out to Russia several times. Our advisors and heads of foreign ministries kept in touch all the time. And you know fully well that one of the central issues was the situation around Ukraine. We see the strive of the administration and President Trump personally to help facilitate the resolution of the Ukrainian conflict. And he strive to get to the crux of the matter to understand this history is precious. As I've said, the situation in Ukraine has to do with fundamental to our security. Moreover, we've always considered the Ukrainian nation, and I've said it multiple times, a brotherly nation. Strange it may sound in these conditions, we have the same roots, and everything that's happening is a tragedy for us and terrible wound. Therefore, the country is sincerely interested in putting an end to it. At the same time, we're convinced that in order to make the settlement lasting and long-term, we need to eliminate all the primary roots, the primary causes of that conflict. And we've said it multiple times, to consider all legitimate concerns of Russia and to reinstate a just balance of security in Europe and in the world on the whole. And I agree with President Trump, as he has said today, that naturally the security of Ukraine should be ensured as well. Naturally, we're prepared to work on that. I would like to hope that the agreement that we've reached together will help us bring closer that goal and will pave the path towards peace in Ukraine. We expect that Kiev and European capitals will perceive that constructively and that they won't throw a wrench in the works. They will not make any attempts to use some backroom dealings to conduct provocations to torpedo the nascent progress. Incidentally, when the new administration came to power, bilateral trade started to grow. It's still very symbolic. Still, we have a growth of 20%. As I've said, we have a lot of dimensions for joint work. It is clear that the U.S. and Russian investment and business cooperation has tremendous potential. Russia and the U.S. can offer each other so much in trade, digital, high-tech, and in space exploration. We see that Arctic cooperation is also very possible, and our international context, for example, between the Far East of Russia and the West Coast of the U.S. Overall, it's very important for our countries to turn the page, to go back to cooperation. It is symbolic that not far away from here, at the border between Russia and the U.S., there was a so-called international date line. I think you can step over literally from yesterday into tomorrow.
God damn! What kind of thing is this?
In political sphere, I would like to thank President Trump.
You walk around naked on my stream.
For the well-wishing and trustworthy tone of our
Sorry, I got my
conversation.
son running around.
That both sides are result-oriented, and we see that the President of the U.S. has a very clear idea of what he would like to achieve. He sincerely cares about prosperity of his nation. Still, he understands that Russia has its own national interests. I expect that today's agreements will be the starting point, not only for the solution of the Ukrainian issue, but also will help us bring back business-like and pragmatic relations between Russia and the U.S. And in the end, I would like to add one more thing. I'd like to remind you that in 2022, during the last contact with the previous administration, I tried to convince my previous American colleague that the situation should not be brought to the point of no return when it would come to hostilities, and I said it quite directly back then that it's a big mistake. Today, when President Trump saying that if he was the president back then, there would be no war, and I'm quite sure that it would indeed be so. I can confirm that. I think that overall, me and President Trump have built a very good business-like and trustworthy contact.
Yeah, because he's got his pedo pictures.
I have every reason to believe that moving down this path, we can come, and the sooner the better, to the end of the conflict in Ukraine. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. President. That was very profound, and I will say that
very profound.
I believe we had a very productive meeting. There were many, many points that we agreed on. Most of them, I would say, a couple of big ones that we haven't quite gotten there, but we've made some headway. So there's no deal until there's a deal. I will call up NATO in a little while. I will call up the various people that I think are appropriate, and I'll, of course, call up President Zelensky and tell him about today's meeting. It's ultimately up to them. They're going to have to agree with what Marco and Steve and some of the great people from the Trump administration who've come here, Scott and John Ratcliffe. Thank you very much. But we have some of our really great leaders. They've been doing a phenomenal job. We also have some tremendous Russian business representatives here, and I think, everybody wants to deal with us. We've become the hottest country anywhere in the world in a very short period of time, and we look forward to that. We look forward to
the market's down, unemployment's down, jobs are down. What's great? Dollars down.
Progress today. I've always had a fantastic relationship with
because he's got your pedo pictures.
We had many meetings, good meetings. We were interfered with by the Russia hoax. That made it a little bit tougher to deal with, but he understood it. I think he's probably seen things like that during the course of his career. He's seen it all. But we had to put up with the Russia hoax. He knew it was a hoax, and I knew it was a hoax. But what was done was very criminal. But it made it harder for us to deal as a country in terms of the business and all of the things that we'd like to have dealt with. But we'll have a good chance when this is over. So just to put it very quickly, I'm going to start making a few phone calls and tell them what happened. But we had an extremely productive.
It'd be awesome. People are like, I'm sorry. They're busy right now.
There are just a very few that are left. Some are not that significant. One is probably the most significant. But we have a very good chance of getting there. We didn't get there, but we have a very good chance of getting there. I would like to thank President Putin and his entire team, whose faces, who I know in many cases, other than that, whose faces I get to see all the time in the newspapers. You're almost as famous as the boss. But especially this one right over here. But we had some good meetings over the years, right? Good productive meetings over the years, and we hope to have that in the future. Let's do the most productive one right now. We're going to stop really 5, 6, 7,000, thousands of people a week from being killed, and President Putin wants to see that as much as I do. So
he started the war. Just leave.
Mr. President, I'd like to thank you very much, and
fucking
we'll
leave.
You very
fucking
soon,
nuts.
Probably see you again very soon. Thank you very much, Vladimir.
Next time in Moscow.
Oh, that's an interesting one. I'll get a little heat on that one, but I could see it possibly happening. Thank you very much, Vladimir. And thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, that would be that. I don't know if they're taking any questions. It'll be really interesting to see if they're taking the questions under the banner of pursuing peace. Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump make statements and leave the room, not willing to accept any questions by the delegations of media.
Look at that.
There.
No fucking...
Wow, that tells you a lot about the state of play of what went on today. There was no agreement between these two men on anything substantial today that came out of today's supposedly high-stakes summit. We have no ceasefire agreement. There will be conversations continuing. Vladimir Putin at the end there said, maybe next time in Moscow. They've discussed setting the table for future talks, but they haven't discussed how they've set that table. And they've talked about talking to NATO and talking to Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky in the near future. Now, none of that is very substantial or meaningful, confirming what many of us suspected, that today was going to be nothing more than puppet theater, Russian puppet theater. In fact, you heard Donald Trump refer to Vladimir Putin as the boss during that conversation. That is not just a slip of the tongue. That is, in fact, what Vladimir Putin is to Donald Trump. He is the boss in a mafia kind of way. The boss, as Donald Trump is often referred to as the boss by his contemporaries in the United States. This was a disaster on the international front for the United States to invite this war criminal, this person who has attacked Ukraine, who's caused so many deaths of so many people, both in his own army, but also the many people who have died in Ukraine, to invite him into American soil where he can advance his agenda, which included there, and by the way, many references to Alaska at the beginning of his comments there, talking about how Alaska and Russia are so closely aligned. Of course, they were. But this was all a gift, an absolute gift to the Russian president, Vladimir Putin, who was able to then turned around and also led the press conference. If you notice that, he was the first person to speak at the press conference, followed then by Donald Trump. That is not the way international diplomacy works, but it is the way international diplomacy works. In this case, when Vladimir Putin is the boss of Donald Trump, and it's his summit, and it's his choreography, it's his everything that took place today. What a slap in the face for America, what a absolute embarrassment for Donald Trump. He will be going home today not only empty-handed, but embarrassed by the man who he calls the boss, the man who attacked American democracy in 2015 by installing Donald Trump as Manchurian candidate, and the same man who attacked Ukraine, a sovereign Manchurian candidate, and has caused so much death and destruction. The world will look on this moment as absolutely abysmal, but it is better, I suppose, than what it could have been, which is that they could have announced that they had peace in our time, which is what they were setting up for, a potential Chamberlain-like moment where we have peace in our time. Well, we will not have peace in our time as long as Vladimir Putin is still the head of the the Federation of Russia. And what's really important now is that people at home call their senators, call their congresspeople, absolutely demand that those sanctions that are sitting in the Senate, 80% of the Senate, 80 co-sponsors on this one bill to extend Russian sanctions against Russia. Well, they're sitting there and waiting to vote on that bill. Let's get that bill passed and through Congress. It's high time that Russian President Vladimir Putin is forced into stopping this war, and the only way he'll do that if there are sanctions against him on the oil sector, and if India and China are also sanctioned for buying oil from Russia. Those sanctions need to be put in place, and now is the time to press our Congress people to push that ahead, to get this in place as soon as possible. Not to mention, this was designed as a distraction, clearly, for the Epstein files, which continue to dog the president of the United States. But also, let me remind you, our exclusive the other day with Vicky Ward told us that Putin and Epstein are connected to each other, and we will continue to expose that. In fact, coming up in our next episode, or the next chapter of The Greatest Heist, we'll reveal exactly how these two men, you see in the picture right next to me, Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump, are connected to each other, but also how they are connected to Jeffrey Epstein. It's time to get back to the Epstein. It's time to get back to the sanctions against Russia. Let's figure out the way to proceed with our agenda here, which is about how we continue to put pressure on this presidency to step down. Because what we really are seeing is a Manchurian candidate who leaves us no choice but to we can't lie about what we're seeing. We're seeing it in real time. What we're seeing is a puppet president of the United States who again, after the embarrassment in Helsinki so many years ago, again comes out of this particular press conference and this summit looking like an understudy for Putin, like an absolute sub-president, not the leader of the free world. Is this what MAGA really wants? An American president that is stick-handled, that is a puppet, that is basically a dog at a leash for the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, who choreographed today's events, who led today's events, and who also, by the way, let me assure you, led the press conference at the end there, which is not what is normally done. This is proof, if you're ever looking for it, that Putin is in charge of Trump, that his view of making America great again is making America subservient to Russia, making America subservient to that sub-nation of Russia. It's a nation with the size of an economy that is dwarfed by California. This is the person who MAGA has chosen to lead America, a person who's beholden to Vladimir Putin, who has a history of being involved with the Russian mob, a history of being a KGB asset. We'll be revealing all of that again in our greatest heist, and we encourage you to support all the independent journalists that are here on Substack, where a lot of the truth about this is being spoken, whether it's Dean Blundell, whether it's Olga Laufman, Lev Parnas, myself, anybody who's out there who are putting out the truth. This is the place to support right now, because we need to counter this remarkably thorough propaganda effort that is being put out by the mainstream media, where they're acting like this is nothing, like they're acting like this is typical diplomacy going on. This is unbelievable. This is the hijacking of American foreign policy. This is the hijacking of the American presidency by a foreign adversary, by our number one enemy. And what they've done is they've captured everything about America, their ability to act as independent country on the world stage, our ability to use our moral authority to influence events in the world. This is why the people of Ukraine have been left to defend themselves alone without America's help, because Russia's President Vladimir Putin has controlled Donald Trump, has complete control of his lapdog, Donald Trump. It's high time that this is clear to everybody, that we all understand exactly what we're dealing with here, and that both of these men are indeed connected to Jeffrey Epstein, are indeed connected to the human trafficking, but also to the trillions of dollars that have been stolen from the United States over the last 4 decades. This is the end of any doubt that we've had about who Donald Trump is. And if there are still viewers out there who believe that Donald Trump is somehow a respectable president, a real president of the United States, today would have disarmed you of any of those notions. Vladimir Putin is in charge of the United States presidency right now. It's as clear as anything that Donald Trump listens to everything he says, couldn't stop complimenting this guy who's a murderer, who's a war criminal, who's caused the deaths of millions of people. It is high time that people stand up to Donald Trump and stand up for the people of Ukraine and begin enforcing these sanctions that are sitting in Congress right now. These sanctions should be passed immediately. And if Democrats don't seize this mantle right now and don't press really hard for those sanctions, then they too are complicit in all of this. Now is the time for those sanctions. It's time for Vladimir Putin to be isolated on the world stage, and the way to do that is through these sanctions. That's all I have to say tonight. Thank you for being here for our coverage, for both the original part of this day with Dean Blundell, who was on fire today. If you haven't seen that, go back and check it out. It's really good TV, but it's also very accurate about what's going on. You will hear about the stakes of what's happening today, what really will lead us to, this continued appeasement by Donald Trump of the Russian president, of this aggressor, Vladimir Putin, what this will lead us to is World War III. And your kids and your grandkids fighting wars that are not in your interest, fighting wars not for freedom, but fighting wars for tyrants, fighting wars for people like Vladimir Putin, a almost unbelievable criminal in the world who has not only launched these wars, but is a dictator of the greatest note, working on behalf of the Chinese president as well in order to create chaos around the world and to end democratic rights around the world. I'm sorry I'm preaching a lot here today, but this is just the end of my patience with this administration. There is no room left for this kind of activity around the world as people are dying in Ukraine on a daily basis. The attacks come every single night in Ukraine because our president, Donald Trump, has refused to arm them with sufficient weapons to allow them to deter those attacks by Vladimir Putin. And yet he gives Vladimir Putin the respectability of arriving in the United States and stepping foot on American soil when he is a war criminal, and then gives him the podium to preach whatever he wants to tell Donald Trump what the next situation is.
He's a weak man. Trump's a fucking weak motherfucker, dude.
It's
Pussy.
the end of moral America.
Trump's a
It's
pussy.
the moral authority of America if we allow this to continue. And every senator knows this, and every congressperson knows this, and more importantly, every American knows this. And it's time for Americans to call their congresspeople and put them on notice that if they don't support the sanctions bills that is currently in the Senate and also in the House, that they will not be getting their votes. That, you know, especially if you're in a Republican district, if you are a Republican, if you have a Republican senator or a congressperson, it is high time that you let them know that their jobs are on the line if they don't vote for sanctions against Russia, and if they don't vote for sanctions that include sanctions against India and sanctions against China for buying that oil and keeping the Russian economy alive, because this is what will end that war. The sanctions that are currently in front of that Senate in the Russian sanctions package, that is how this war ends, with Russia facing economic crashes because they're reliant on that money right now. They've turned the whole thing into a war machine, and they will continue this war as long as that oil keeps being bought, that they can continue fighting this war, producing more weapons, and then sending more people to their graves in both Ukraine and in their army, because they can continue the war once these oil sanctions are until these oil sanctions are put in place. So this is an important time. Americans should not just look at this as just some being out another plan, another delay. It's another delay. How long is this delay going to be for? And how many Ukrainians are going to die in the process? While Vladimir Putin plays for time, as he's able to do now, because he owned. And you're joining us live.
And special envoy of the
Putin is the
This
boss.
is unbelievable. This is the hijacking of America.
Putin is the fucking boss.
97% of people live in the wrong place.
I'm not going to work for Donald Trump. UCLA's not going to sell their soul like Harvard or Brown or Penn or Columbia. Shame on all of them. We're not. And we're going to fight like hell to protect our democracy, our liberties, our freedoms.
Welcome to Pod Save America. I'm John Favreau.
I'm Dan Pfeiffer.
On today's show, we got vehicle checkpoints and street patrols in newly militarized D.C. ICE is out of control and showing up at Democratic political events. Trump thinks Putin wants to make peace ahead of their Alaska meeting. Gavin Newsom talks to us about his big redistricting announcement today. And we'll end with a few minutes on the podcast guest everyone's talking about this week. But let's start with this week's big economic news. Wholesale prices, which are basically the prices that producers like farmers, factories, other businesses get paid for their goods and services, just rose at the fastest rate in 3 years. Economists say this is a sign that the cost of Trump's tariffs are starting to hit hard and will start affecting consumers in a bigger way, driving up inflation. So what does Donald Trump have to say? Here he is just hours after the report was released.
We've ended Biden's inflation nightmare, so we have the worst inflation in the history of our country. And now our inflation is down to a perfect number, a beautiful number, hardly any at all.
Perfect number, beautiful number, hardly any at all. He didn't need to say that. Like, he could have said nothing about inflation after a bad inflation report, but he chose to go in the other direction and say that it's completely solved. What do you think? Is he going to be able to lie his way through higher prices and inflation?
I spend a lot of my time worrying about how Trump can sort of gaslight reality, how he can get either his right-wing media or to echo and amplify what he's saying, how he can sort of cow the media and other stakeholders into going along with what he says. Mm-hmm. This is one place where I am not worried about it. Right? It's just people know how much things cost, and they notice when they go up. You go to the grocery store one week, and you buy milk and eggs and beef and vegetables. Then you go back the next week and buy those same things they cost, more people notice that. It was the first week of school in our house this week, but all across the country people are going back to school over the next month. When you go school shopping, you realize that school supplies and school clothes cost more than they did last year. People will notice that. They'll notice when stuff for Thanksgiving costs more, when presents over the holidays are cost more. You can't miss it. And it is not the... We went through this whole debate in 2024 about how the media was covering the economy wrong, and they were giving Biden credit for it. And what we then realized was the people who don't follow the media at all, the ones who are the worst opinion of the economy, because they see the reality of what's happening. And so Trump can lie about this and pretend like it's not happening. He can cheat, he can cook the books in his reports, he can do whatever he wants. But if prices keep going up, people are going to notice it.
Yeah, they're going to notice.
Whether they directly attribute it to tariffs or not, they're going to blame him because he's the person in charge. So I have some measure of confidence on this.
Yeah, the people, including the Biden administration, who were blaming the media coverage back in 2024 and 3 and 2 for the inflation, they were wrong then. And the Trump administration is wrong now, and they're also both wrong that people aren't going to realize it themselves. I also think that because Trump is so insulated and just in his own reality, not only are people not going to believe him, but he's not going to understand the level of frustration and anger out in the country about inflation, because no one is going to tell him about that. And anytime he hears any information about that, he's going to think it's fake. Yeah. So, but that's just
it's going to be a nice wake-up call.
Democrats to go out there and make a huge deal about this, because you're already starting to see in Ñaaazees did a set of focus groups with voters in Georgia, all of whom were Biden voters who switched over to Trump in 2024, and I've seen a few other focus groups. You're starting to hear from voters who voted for Trump, maybe for the first time, that
they made a
costs
mistake.
Haven't gone down. That was their main reason for voting for Trump, and they're frustrated, and things just keep getting worse. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they are suddenly enamored with the Democrats. The Democratic Party has some work to do. In fact, they are not. But they are definitely souring on Donald Trump, and this is before the tariffs have really shown up in some of the economic data and higher prices that people are going to be facing starting this fall and probably into next year.
Another interesting thing in the inflation report that came out was a huge historic increase in fresh vegetables, which is also related to labor shortages because of Trump's deportation raids. And so people are going to notice
I've been saying this.
And I think they will hold Trump accountable.
I've been fucking saying this. Get ready for your crazy vegetable prices. Get ready. Your price is about to fucking jump, dude. No one's picking the fucking fruit. MAGA's gonna be crying. Well, go eat your processed foods, fucking retards. Right? You should not be eating any fucking vegetables. You should be eating processed food. Look at STEM. Oh, you gotta enjoy your vegetable prices, fucking Nazi. Metastem. Hate is a good thing when it is pointed at people who are hateful. It's like Martin Luther King said, love can't drive out hate. Only hate can do that. That's right. My bad if I called you a MAGA and you're not a MAGA. I just saw a little bit of your thing. Thought it was a good thing. Hate. You talking about my hate? All right. Let's hear about the vegetables.
Secret sauce for Democrats here is to make people understand that Trump has made the problem worse.
Yeah.
right, through his tariffs. And the tariffs are going to keep getting worse and worse. They're kicking in now. The reason why these costs are going up now is because the companies knew the tariffs were coming. They bought huge stockpiles of things to try to get them through the tariffs. Those stockpiles are now expended, and now they are passing they have to buy, now they're actually paying the tariffs, and they're passing those costs on to other people. And we know this from the last time we had supply chain shortages right after the pandemic. Even companies who are not affected by the tariffs will also raise their prices because they see an opportunity to make more money in price gouge in this environment. So prices are going to go up everywhere, and it's because of Trump's policy decisions. I think that's the important point for us to get through to people.
It's more Mad King shit. The guy comes into office and unilaterally, illegally, slaps a giant tax on American consumers so he can try to cut off our trade with the rest of the world because he doesn't understand economics. And because he wants to extort our allies and other countries into making fake promises to please Donald Trump that they're going to like invest in America. Invest a bunch of money in America that they'll never be good on, but they just need to get out of whatever negotiations they were in with him. And so now
just the soundbite.
He controls the rest of the world. He said today to Canada and Mexico do what I tell them to do. So he just wants more power. He just wants more control. And all of us are going to be paying as a consequence, and he could crash the economy, or at least send us into a recession, because we already weren't in a great place before the tariffs, and now he's just making it worse.
Yeah, I mean, we could be headed towards stagflation, which is the worst of all scenarios, where you have high prices and low growth, which is sort of what the economy is modeling out to if these trends continue. You made an important point on his media.
Stagflation.
I just want to hone in on for a second. Trump has been always very good at figuring out why people are mad at Democrats, because he watches right-wing media, he sees what animates their audience. But watching right-wing media will never tell you why people are mad at Republicans, which is how he missed reactions to the pandemic. It's why he's missing the reactions to inflation here, and it's why he doesn't fully understand the consequences of his Epstein problems down the line.
And he understood around Liberation Day when the market started crashing, because he does care about the stock market and watch the stock market, but now the stock market is basically like, all right, these are the tariffs, and we just want to make sure we get a rate cut, and maybe we can get a rate cut, and we care about AI investment more than anything else. So he thinks the stock market's going well, and so he's going to be totally insulated from other economic news. And one way he's trying to hide the bad economic news is by hiding the bad economic numbers. Last week we talked about how he fired the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics because Trump didn't like the job numbers.
She
He
should sue her.
E.J. Antony as the replacement. Who is this guy? well, 37, got his PhD 5 years ago from Northern Illinois University on an unrelated topic. Works at the Right Wing Heritage Foundation, writes for the Daily Caller, Breitbart, The Federalist, goes on the War Room, which is why he was Steve Bannon's suggestion for the job. He's been criticized as utterly unqualified and extremely partisan by even conservative economists, including Trump's first-term pick to head the Bureau of Labor Statistics. A Trump guy, conservative, headed up the Bureau of Labor Statistics and is like, I like Trump, but this guy, too much. Antony has called the jobs numbers, quote, phony baloney. He's compared the Bureau of Labor Statistics to a random number generator, said that Trump should take a chainsaw to the agency, and told Fox News last week, after he was nominated, that the government should stop putting out monthly jobs numbers until the system is fixed.
Daddy?
Best of all.
What? Look how big she is. Look how big she is, dude. Look how big my spider is. That thing is gigantuous. That thing is gigantuous. Dude, I've been live. I've been looking for food all this time. I've been away. You're like, I didn't know. I always need to change. Make sure I'm connected. Going on a drive, boys. Seems not over yet. Maybe we should start up a new, should we start up a new Whack-A-Maga? Should we set up a new Whack-A-Maga? I think we set up a new Whack-A-Maga. All right, I'm going to start a new stream. I'm going to kill this one, start a new one, get a Whack-A-Maga going here. All right, be right back. I'm down.